I'm here falsely accused for a 21-year-old warrant. And I try to speak, and she acts like Judge Judy. She just constantly cuts you off, is threatening. And if you look at the TV show Judge Judy, this is how she acts, Judge. And I'm just being treated like I'm just a criminal. I'm supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? And I would like an investigation as to things that's been going on by the prosecutor's office, because Kim Worthy and her subordinates are retaliating against me. There's actual proof. But she has an attitude like Judge Judy. She just cuts you off. And I'm just like, so when she kept doing it, this is when I objected and asked her to recuse herself.
All right, guys. Today we're dealing with one of the most clueless sovereign citizens we've ever seen. This guy is back in court after a previous preliminary hearing with Judge Martin, who, according to him, acted like Judge Judy and had to recuse herself. Why? Because she kept cutting him off while he rambled through his usual sovereign citizen nonsense. He's in full-on victim mode, convinced the system is out to get him. And he won't stop repeating that bizarre script these people love so much, it's honestly painful to watch cringe on a whole new level. Check it out and let me know in the comments. Do you think he actually made a point, or is this just next-level stupidity? Let's get into it.
Sir.
Colonel Michael McQuarrie, appearing in propria persona.
All right. It's my understanding, sir, you filed a motion to have Judge Bryant disqualified from the case. Judge Bryant denied your motion, and essentially your motion was appealed up to the chief judge, which is me. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. Argument.
Well, the argument is, sir, under Michigan Code of Judicial Conduct, the judge is in violation of Canon 1 and 2 because I'm here falsely accused for a 21-year-old warrant. And I try to speak, and she acts like Judge Judy. She just constantly cuts you off, is threatening, so far as be quiet, like, Canon 2, it says public confidence in the judiciary is eroded by irresponsible and improper conduct by judges. A judge must avoid all impropriety and appearance of impropriety. A judge must expect to be the subject of constant public scrutiny. A judge must therefore accept restrictions on conduct that might be viewed as burdensome by the ordinary citizen and should do so freely and willingly, Judge. And I come into court very respectful. I'm a 51-year-old man, and I respect the system. But I'm feeling that I'm being given, disrespect. I'm being silenced. I have a right under the free speech to petition the court for redress of grievances, things of that nature. And if you look at the TV show Judge Judy, this is how she acts, Judge. Totally wrong. And she asked me, what did I want to do with the case? I said, I would like to challenge jurisdiction because I went to prison in 2002 for 15 years and 8 months. They had under the rule, it's, I believe, for misdemeanors 40-something days, for felonies is 6 months. So I request that the prosecutor prove its authority in bringing these charges so late. And I have been home 6.5 years, productive in the community, no problems, and I'm trying to do right, Judge. I made past mistakes when I was a young man. And I'm just being treated like I'm just a criminal. I'm supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? So I'm not trying to disrupt this court. I'm not trying to cause you guys hardships or anything, things of that nature. And my due process is being violated, Judge. That's all. I want to just get this case over, wouldn't be left alone. I'm a grandfather, I have children. And their DPD has retaliated against me, Judge. And I know this is a Detroit police court. And I would like an investigation as to things that's been going on by the prosecutor's office, because Kim Worthy and her subordinates are retaliating against me. There's actual proof.
So basically, what this genius is arguing is, hey, the prosecutor was just doing their job trying to send me back to prison. So can we just drop the whole thing? I'm a grandfather. I've got kids. Cut me some slack. Like seriously. What? Sorry, buddy, but judges don't hand out free passes just because you're a grandpa. That's not how this works. Judge Martin is a solid judge, fair professional, and not the type to hold a grudge just because someone has a criminal past. Her job is to uphold the law, not get swayed by a last-minute sympathy play. What do you guys think? Is this guy actually making a case, or is he just desperately tugging on heartstrings to avoid accountability? Let's jump back in and see how it unfolds.
At this point, I don't know if you're familiar with Bill Proctor. He's representing me in this matter and another matter so far as investigations for years of hardships and tyranny committed against me by the system here in Wayne County. So this is all I want: a fair shake judge, a judge who's going to give me due process and give me what I'm entitled to according to law. And that's it, sir.
Okay. Ms. Ritter, would you like to respond in any way?
Judge, the only response that people have is that this is a case from 2002. It's a misdemeanor assault and battery case. Judge, from my recollection of the prior hearing with Judge Bryant, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it was an arraignment process. And as the court was trying to proceed with the process, I do remember Mr. McCreary interrupting the judge while she was trying to make the record. But the people have not gotten to the point where, because Mr. Carnell was disruptive during the proceedings, the people didn't get to the point where there was another pretrial date set where the people could actually see if we're able to move forward on this 2002 case, Judge.
May I have a rebuttal?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, I would like you, if it's possible, I know you guys are on Zoom, so you should have access to recordings of these hearings and things of that nature. I believe that the prosecutor just fabricated facts to you because I was not rude to this lady. All I asked her is, she said, what do you want to be done with this case? I said, I would like to challenge jurisdiction. And Michigan and federal law requires once jurisdiction is challenged, it must be proven. How is it that the prosecutor knows statute of limitations? They're licensed. I'm not licensed. I've studied for years in prison. And they don't know that there's a statute of limitations. This is vindictive prosecution because of my complaints against Kim Worthy, Your Honor. And the record will reflect the evidence. And I object to her statements.
All right. Court having had a chance to hear the arguments of the moving party, as well as the arguments of the prosecutor. The moving party is asking for a recusal or to have Judge Bryant disqualified based on Michigan Canons 1 and 2, based on that she is biased, as well as is not allowing a person to be able to basically argue their case. The moving party is stating that he wants to challenge jurisdiction and that he was not allowed to do so. The prosecutor is stating that there was only a proceeding at an arraignment and that the prosecution hasn't even got to the point where they have established whether they want to move forward with the case, but that was not allowed to happen because in their view, there was disruption in the court and there was a breakdown.
So basically, what I'm hearing is, this guy had just kept his mouth shut and let the judge do her job. She likely would have arraigned him and possibly even dismissed the case altogether since it was 22 years old. Like seriously, why? Is he even here right now? What exactly did he think he was gaining by interrupting the judge while she was about to do him a favor? Instead, he throws in a sovereign citizen-style challenge to her jurisdiction and completely tanks any shot he had at a quick resolution. These people somehow manage to make things way harder for themselves. And for what? It's like trying to argue with a brick wall. There's no logic, just ego. Honestly, knowing Judge Bryant, there's a strong chance she would have tossed the case based on how long ago it happened. But no, this guy had to flex his legal knowledge and completely derail the process. What do you guys think? Is there any strategy behind this madness? Or is this just another sovereign citizen shooting himself in the foot because he thinks he's the smartest person in the room? Let's dive back in and see how it all unravels.
The moving party is disputing that. He's saying that I could go to the video or the tapes to dispute that. At this time, the court is not going to make a decision at this point. I am going to pull the tape, pull the transcript. I'm going to make a decision very quickly on this. I'm not going to let this continue. And even based on, the court does have an opinion probably on the likelihood of prosecution on a 21-year-old case. So we're going to come back on, we're going to come back on July 6th at 10 a.m. Please check your schedule, sir.
May I also, you say July 6th, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
May I also, if I may,
check your schedule first. Check your schedule to see are you available for that time.
I'm available. I'm stuck here on tether, sir. I'm available at any time you guys want me to.
Okay. All right. Well, put it on your schedule for 10 o'clock on July 6th.
Okay, can I say one more thing? If you look at Crampton versus Michigan Department of State 395, Michigan 347 at 351, it says the United States Supreme Court disqualified judges and decision makers without a showing of actual bias in situations where experience teaches that the probability of actual bias on the part of the judge or decision maker is too high to be constitutionally tolerable. And I'm not saying like trying to attack Judge Bryant or whatever else, but she has an attitude like Judge Judy. She just cuts you off. And I'm just like, so when she kept doing it, this is when I objected and asked her to recuse herself.
And sir, and again, as the chief judge, I don't have to have a showing of actual bias, but perceived bias, something in the fairness of justice. That is my stand.
All right, everyone, buckle up. Today's highlight reel features one of the most boneheaded sovereign citizens we've ever seen. This guy walks into Judge Martin's courtroom, and just when she's about to arraign him and likely dismiss a 22-year-old Casey, interrupts her with his usual "I'm above the law" routine. He claims the prosecutor's just out to get him, begs the court to cut him some slack because he's a grandpa with kids, then launches into a jurisdictional challenge that tanks his own case. Meanwhile, Judge Martin, solid, fair, and well within her rights, is ready to drop the whole thing, but he won't let her finish. Honestly, it's like watching someone smack their own foot with a hammer. He thinks he's pulling a genius move. In reality, he's turned a near-certain dismissal into a never-ending circus. Let me know in the comments. Do you think there was any strategy here? Or did this guy just snatch defeat from the jaws of victory? And if you want to see the full courtroom video with Judge Martin, give this video a thumbs up. I'll post it later this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Your support means the world. Stay tuned, stay savvy, and I'll see you next time.